start recording. So maybe anyone who is not here, so they can get benefit. So, sorry. So you notice now that there are the three stages. So one stage is at the time of planning and designing, and the other stage is that once the software is going to be deployed and it is in means used in run. And the third and the last stage is about the user experience and how the user are using. So that part is mostly linked with the user experience and the way or the behavior of the users. Implementation part is the part when the software is become the sorry, the part of the network, and where any other people are the people around the internet cloud they can access. And the one which is the part number A or stage number A, that is the stage when we are planning and designing and writing the code for our software. So in our previous courses, those students who already done, those students, we discuss and we means focus the security concerns which are for the stage number 2 and stage number 3. So in other words, we can say that in computer network security, we try to mainly focus for the stage number 2. While in the wireless network security, that is, we tried our more focus was for the stage number 3, while with the means behavior of the users, how they are interacting, how they are using, and how they are behaving. So based on that, what are the security threats? Now, today we are discussing about the stage number or step number 1 while we are going to design any program. So that's why we call this as secured software systems. This is the combination of three words, secured software system. So it means we are concerned about the security for what? For the security of software. And why we are saying for the systems, that means for any system, whatever the software we are going to design, we are concerned about its security features. Now, this part is actually the means having a high priority if we compare this with the stage number 2 and stage number 3 that what we discussed. The reason is in case if suppose the moment while we are writing the program, while we are planning a program, while we are designing a means program, in case if suppose there is any kind of lacking there, then we are supposed to pay a high cost at the stage number 2 and stage number 3. And in some of the cases, even it is possible that the stage number 2 got failed, or maybe we read to the stage number 3, and again we need to remove back the software. So that is known as a very high cost. Because this is the stage number 1, which is the base of the software, and here we are supposed to take all considerations which are related to the security. So in this module, we will focus about security features which are required to be implemented at the time of the planning and design and coding. So I believe that you all are from software engineering students. So you know that whenever we start our planning, we start our designing, whenever we go for a coding, so for any software planning or designing, what is the main thumb rule that what we are supposed to follow? That is known as SDLC, System Development Life Cycle. And I'm pretty sure that you are already known for the SDLC, and I'm pretty sure that you are known that what are the different steps are the phases are the stages of the SDLC. But I'm pretty sure that you are only aware about the SDLC steps are the phases, that how to design the software, how to design, how to implement, how to code, and whatever the phases they are, but with perspective of how to design, how to complete the software. Now in this course, we will follow the same SDLC, but with the other aspect, not only for the designing aspect, but here we will follow the SDLC with the aspect of security. So we will start even from requirement collections. So we will see while we are collecting the requirements, how we can cater or how we can consider the security. While we are designing the design of the software, how we can be able to consider the security features. When we start writing the code segments, how we can consider that it is free from the bugs or errors or a point of exploitation, and how and where we can consider the security features. So while we are going for implementation, how we can consider about the security features. So in other words, in a simple way, we will follow the SDLC but link it to the security features. So consider yourself that you are secure software engineer, then your job is not to write a code. Make it clear. That job is not belongs to you. Okay. That job, what you have learned already, that those people who are means the software engineers, they are going to write a code, but they are not aware about the security features. So you are supposed to inspect the code and pass the each level with respect to the security and allow them to go to the next level. If the software is complete and it is in working condition, but at the end of the day, if suppose it has a security flaws and software is going to be failed, then they are not responsible, but we are responsible. You are responsible as a security engineer because they are responsible for the code. So they will see that if the code is okay, everything is working, implementation is okay, that is their job. Writing the code, making the system functional, making it implementable, that is the job of the software engineer. That is not the job of the security engineer or secure software engineer. But the job of the secure software engineer is to make sure that the security is intact at each of the levels. So you will be working closely with the software engineers, with the coders, with the project managers, and to follow the SDLC throughout. That is the primary aim or the goal of this module. Number one. Number two, that your goal as a security engineer will be that in case if suppose you are hired by the some of the companies and there are the some of the software they are already working, then you are supposed to find out their weaknesses by using some sorts of the manual ways and the tools and automated ways, that what are the point of vulnerabilities are there, what are the issues. But those issues and those vulnerabilities will be related to the code. Means what are the weaknesses in the code. That's why this software can be compromised. And those vulnerabilities related to the security. Like not the same point of exploitation or same vulnerabilities what you have done in your wireless network system. Because that was something different. That were the means vulnerabilities and point of exploitation related to the network. But here they will be related to the software design and software code. So this is how this is different from your previous modules. This is the most important point. You have to differentiate that how this module is different from the others one and what you are expect to learn from this module at the end of the day, and what will be your level once you reach to the end, that how you can differentiate yourself and what component of the security features you will be able to learn. So if we just recap, so we can say that for any of the software, we have the three stages. One is while we are means in the planning and designing and developing phases where we are following the SDLC. The second one is that when we are implementing and making a part of this means entire cloud and internet services. And the third part is that when it is going to be means in the we are handing over to the users and publicly available. So that part, which is how we are able to handle the security with respect to the public users and any person who are using our software, that's different. And that part, which is means the part of the after the implementation is part of the network, then how we are trying to keep our software safe on the network, that part is different. And this part is actually that while we are designing, planning, writing a code, means doing the testing and verifications and everything at this stage, how we are able to consider all of the security features. That at the end of the day, our software may not be fail just because of the security features. So this is how this is means module is different from the others. And this is how means it can be explained at what you will be able to learn from secured software system. So we can conclude that your focus will be, your primarily focus will be on what? Your primary focus will be on the code, but you will not be responsible, this is not your job to write the code for the programs, but your job will be to inspect the code and find out where are the loopholes, where are the bugs, where are the issues. So for that, probably you will see that the codes are given to you. The functions are given to you. They are already there. Your job is to understand them, to pinpoint them, to find it out that, okay, just see what are the possible issues in this code related to the security. Those codes, maybe they are working properly, but there are the issues related to the security. So as you remember, we already coded a few of the example. So you remember that there are the means few even giant companies, they have the very huge softwares, including the Microsoft, Windows Me, okay, the huge products where it was planned, designed, worked for years, thousands of people they are working, and then the product comes to the means product was launched under the beta version, under the full version, but finally they found that there are the security issues. So they cannot continue that product. And what happened? They discontinue the product. You cannot find the Windows Me or any of the product which is means having concerning the security issues at what state? At the state number 1, that's what we are discussing. So this stage is highly important. This stage is very important because in case if suppose the loopholes are there, weaknesses are there, issues are there at this stage, then it's very hard almost to overcome them at the stage number 2 and stage number 3. And in some of the cases, it is almost impossible, like what we took the example for the Windows Me. And in some of cases, if suppose we wish to and we want to means overcome at any cost, then what happened? The cost of the software development, what it is actual there, that sometimes goes 3 times, 4 times, or 5 times more to fix it and to release it again. And this is understandable because this is the base. So we have to be careful. So now your job will be as a security engineer, you will be following the SDLC completely. Okay, but following the SDLC completely, not for the purpose of the code, but for the purpose of inspecting the code and for the purpose of inspecting everything. Even you are supposed to inspect the requirement collections as well. So then you can see that what type of the requirement are means from the users are coming, maybe which requirement will cause any issue or any problem for the security once the software will be built. So most of the time, those engineers who are means software engineers who are writing the code and those people who are collecting the requirements and those people who are means providing us the requirement, they are not from the security. Those who are providing the requirements, those who are collecting the requirements, those who are means managing them and means converting them into the code. So none of them is means the person is belongs to the security. So what they will do, they can means receive the requirements, they can means make a good plan, and then they can convert, and then they can make it part of the program. But once that become a part of the program, now what happened that this is the vulnerability in the software. So vulnerability here, you may not understand that this is some error or some means issue. So because they are fulfilling the requirement of the users. So the program is working fine. Everything is going fine. There is no issue. But there is no issue from their point of view, from their eyes. But when we inspect from your eyes, from your point of view, so you can find that what are the loopholes, what are the vulnerabilities, what are the point of exploitation in that particular software or in that particular requirements, which may lead to the security concerns for that particular software, and that may resulting the software will be failed. So that is your job. So the first point is that you need to understand that what is your job and how you will do and what are the steps. So you will enjoy this course because this will be means in line with the SDLC. So I'm sure, pretty sure that you all are done already with the software engineering course. So you are knowing about the SDLC and everything. Then we will be discussing the other very important topics about the threat modeling, about the risk assessments. Okay, so how we can design the threat modeling. In case if suppose the software is already there, and now means somehow there are the threats, but not at means higher level, but they are addressable or somehow. So how you will be able to find out those threats from the software as a security engineer? How you can calculate the risk for the running products or running softwares? How you can mark them and how you can suggest to improve them? And what are the standards which you will check or which you will guide or which you will provide to the software engineers and the coders that they are supposed to follow as your system, so your software will be secure. So there are so many, exciting things out there. These all are actually, we are supposed to cover to learn that during this module. And these all are related to the software security. So I'm repeating it, that they all are related to the software security. That's why we call this module that secure software systems. I am pretty sure that now you are able to differentiate clearly that what is the wireless network security and what is the computer network security and what is the secured software systems. So you notice that wireless network security, the word network is there. Computer network security, the word network is there. So secured software system, here there is no network part. So wherever our software is running, either on the network, either at the user end, either where, whatever the stage, but we are all the time, we are concerned about the software, the security of the software, the codes of the software, the routines of the softwares, the functions of the softwares, the APIs of the softwares, the flow of the software. So that we can handle at the early stages, that is the right time. Because once the software is released, it means all of the stages and the steps are done. So that's what is the main goal or aim of this module. I hope you understand the actual theme about the course. So now we can go ahead, just the introduction slide for the new students maybe. This is not to praise your instructor to himself or herself, but this is just to motivate you that you have a very good brains comparative to your instructors. You have good energy, you have good amount of time, and you can do even more good jobs to compare to this one. So there are the few of the books which are done by me, and they are published and they are available at the Amazon and all of the resources. They all are related to the most of them to the security and the wireless networks and like that. There are few of them. The total number is 15 plus, but there are few we cannot adjust them here. So just to motivate you. My name I already told you. So now here, what are the expectations from you? Okay, during this 12 or 14 weeks, whatever the semester is. So we have to note down that we have very less amount of time. Okay, so now what we expect from you. So you need to participate in the classes and you need to participate in the assignments and learning in groups, whatever means we plan. Say, for example, today we will decide, those who are older students, they already know that how we can plan for the groups. So you can plan for the your groups. The reason is that for the upcoming assignments, so you can work in the group, okay, and you will be able to plan well. You will be able to work in time, so you can produce the good results. Okay, so this is how a participation, an active participation, is required from your side. This is what I'm expecting. And for those students who are older students to me, I know them that they did a good job, and this time they will do they can go for the excellent. Attending the lab sessions is compulsory. Okay, for the lab session, there is a PhD scholar. She will be helping us as well, and I will be there as well. But you need to means not only attend, but try to explore it a lot, because in a few of the labs, a number of the labs, like suppose the only the 10 to 12 labs, you cannot learn everything, but you will be means open for that, so you can spend a good amount of time and try to learn. But the good thing is here, those labs are not only means the labs like in a routine, but we will use the different live resources. Those resources are known as the WebGot. Those resources are known as the OWAS. Those who are the old students, they know about the OWAS platform and its importance in the security. So we will try to find out the different kind of the attacks. What are the reported already from the different corporate level companies? Okay, and those attacks, they are means shared in the reports by the OWAS, and they produce the GOAT labs and the other labs for the secure software systems. And they are runtime issues and runtime threats and the problems what the industry actually is facing. So we will try to take the few of them and we will share with you, and you can see you will find the code there, and you can inspect the code, and we will provide that hints and guides, so you can find out that what are the weaknesses are there. You can find what are the weaknesses are there, but first you need to focus on that what are the weaknesses are there and how those weaknesses could be addressed. So what I mean that you can participate, not limit yourself up to those labs, but you can inspect the other codes and you can see that how it's happening. And in this course, suppose you are doing your assignment and assessments already, and if you are done with your codes and your programs, so you will learn, you can test your own written program with that. You feel that it is working fine and it is safer. So you can check your own programs, your own assignments as well, and then you will find out how many issues and security issues and the problems are there. Okay, so from the perspective of the software, you will learn a lot of things. Now, punctuality is important. Like suppose today you also realize that we started 4 or 5 minutes late, because when we joined, we noticed that most of the students, they didn't join actually the group, the team. So that's why in the invitation, we already mentioned that try to be online for the lecture. Try to be 5 minutes before you can come online. Okay, so we can start on time. Now, practice and independent lab sessions, that's what we already discussed. Almost these are the same instructions what we are suggesting for 8 of the module. Make use of the resources provided at the time. We will share with you already. You can see that already there are a lot of resources are there. The videos for the tutorials are there. The tutorials are there. So for some of things which are important, you can find the solutions are there. The lab instructions are there. The lecture handouts and materials are there. But you will be finding maybe we will be keep changing, because we will try to update them as per the any new things are coming out with the OWS from any part. So we're trying to update. We cannot continue the same, but it provided if suppose the updates are there, then we can update. Otherwise, we will consider the same. Now, solve the extra problems exercise apart from the assignment. So you can try to put more time for during your this job. You can do it during your so in your tutorials. Your tutorial will be handled by Naveed Ali Khan. He is our PhD scholar, and those who are old students, they are already known to him. So you try to understand and try to have more reading. Try to read more about the concepts that what we are discussing. What are the concepts that we are going to brief in the upcoming slides? That what we will discuss during this month. So discipline yourself, work in the groups and work jointly. Okay, become the strength of each other. If you are 4 members in a group, if you are 5 members in a group, if you are 3 members in a group, you need to become a strength for everybody, and become a strength for the other, for his member, for his group member. Say for example, if you will do like this, the overall result for the group will be better. That will impact you as well. So if suppose in the group of the 4, if someone is not working, or 1 is not working, or 2 is not working, then overall the means two gentlemen, they will be struggling a lot. And what happened, the overall the quality will not be able to produce at the same level. So then the overall impact will come to all of you, on the four of you. So I know that you are very wise and you're very good. So you try to, that's why I would suggest you that when you form your groups, you can form at your level. I will not enforce that means just select from the list that this is the group. No, you can choose the group on your own choice and your own means what you can say, understanding and your own friendship and your own ease and your own approach. Like suppose in what area you are living, how many times you are frequently means visiting yourself, how anyone is means easy to access to you. So you can design means your groups and you just fulfill the requirements and the number of the group of the people. So where you can work jointly and work together and everybody has to work. Okay. And in case if suppose in your group is not working, anyone is not working, then I would appreciate that you can let me know from the start. Work from the start, what it means from the first component of your assessment. Don't means put yourself in hard. Okay, don't put yourself in hard and keep waiting up to the means in between of the semester or means by the end of the semester, because you don't deserve the loss just because of the mistakes of anyone else. Okay, so if anyone is working, most welcome, because this is the equally shared responsibility. If anyone is not working, you can means let me know, including himself and pointing out that Mr. A or Miss A is not working. Okay, so we can talk to him or her that why not, have any issue or any problem with him or her, we can support. We are not here to means penalize, we are not here to punish, but we can support and we can see that what are the issues, how can we can help them. Okay, so probably we can form a separate group for them, or probably we can make an individual group for them. Because if someone is not working, it his means any issue or anything may not cause the loss for the other group members. So I hope you understand from this point. Now, consultation hours are by appointment. You can use the chat groups as well. Now, the team is working properly. You can even send the messages and you can send the emails, and you can see me if suppose in case if you are visiting to the campus. So by next week, for the sometimes we will be available in the campus as well. My office location is C909, so you can send email, adjust the appointment, and then you can be there, because most of the time we were busy in the classes and meetings and in the postgraduate activities, and we will not be going frequently because of this COVID situation. But in case if suppose you need, we can have a meeting after scheduling. Normally we can communicate through the email and through the means chat groups, what we did the last time as well. The resources and reference material and internet resources, you can use anything. You may not means consider that whatever we are explaining here means pointing here, they are the means full and final. You can go for the new resources, you can find out anything, and you can means come up with anything good is welcome. So main references what are provided here, they are based on your means catalog, based on your MIB, based on your curriculum. So we cannot means change them over the night. So there are the procedures and policies, but we know that this our area is very means improving area and it's very fast area. So you can go for any recent resource that will be welcome at any time. So these are references what we are is going to use, or we will be using partially, because we will try to come up with the new things as well. So this is for your reference. Now we go for the next, that what we are going to means cover in this area, as that what we already discussed and what we are going to cover. We will be covering secure software development. You can notice here the first point is the SDLC, because without SDLC we cannot, because we are trying to improve our making sure the security of the software at the design time, at the development time. So we have to follow the SDLC critically, but with the aspect of the security. Threat modeling, we will learn the threat modeling, how we can do that, and we can learn about the security policies and the security engineering. This is very important. If you notice that we discuss always user behavior, organizational policies, security policies. Sometimes students and sometimes employees, they feel that why there are so many restrictions on that, on that, on that, because they are not aware about the importance of it. They are a critical part of the security. Okay, so I'll discuss about security policies and risk and vulnerabilities analysis. That what you did previously in your wireless network systems. So you will do the same thing, but now here you will do using the different kind of sort of the tools with different aspect, which is the to pinpoint or find out the security concerns and issues in the software. Then security architecture, you will see that how the security architecture is important, how to use, where to use, and so on. Validation and verification techniques for secure software systems, and so many things. So here we just summarize the few most important points. Now we just discuss about week by week, so you will be able to understand more. Now this is the three components of your discourse. One is the lecture, which is the 1.5 hours, and that will be the time, this time 8:30 on 8th of the Wednesday, and we will be together. And then the practical is 1.5 hours. That is on Monday. I hope that you are aware about that. So you please follow that schedule. Then the Monday or Tuesday, I'm not sure at this time, but you need to follow the schedule. There will be the PhD, one of the PhD scholar, Miss Fatima. So she will be assisting us for that. And the tutorial is will be handled by another PhD scholar, which is the Naveed Ali Khan. So if you face any of the problem for any of the component, you can let me know. Most of the time in your practical session, I will be there. In tutorial session, maybe on and off, but in most of your practical sessions, you can say almost more than 90% I will be there. So, but again, in case if suppose you have any kind of issue or any kind of problem, you can discuss to me. You are most welcome at any time. So if we go ahead, so we can see the assessment criteria. Those who are done with the wireless network security module, so they can find that this is the same level of the assessment criteria. So you can see from here that the final exam is 30%, and then the project is 30%, and then the practical assessment 1 is 10%, practical assessment 2 is 10%, practical assessment 3 is 10%, and your written test, which is the midterm exam, is 10%. So this is how this is all together is 100%. So you can see from here that the 70% goes to your coursework and your 30% goes to your final exam. So now you remember why I was saying that you need to form the groups wisely and you need to contribute, everybody need to contribute, become a strength for each other. Because your 70% goes to the coursework. If you will not performing well, or if any member is not performing well, and you will be compromise your results for the coursework, that will impact highly to your grade. Because the only what we can say the independent components are only two, which is the one is the midterm and the final term exam. So try to be decide yourself. That's why I will give you the 1 week time so you can complete your groups based on your own understanding. So anyone who will not be able to join the group, then either we will form the group in the next week, or either maybe we will assign them an individual. So I will not recommend to go individual, because then individual it will be a bit more work. So you can see from here the 3 assessments for the practical and 1 project assessment. So there are the 4 total assessment where you are supposed to work in the group. Only the midterm and final exam you are supposed to work on an individual basis. So wish you best of luck. And the feedback for this will be you will be given normally within the 2 weeks after the date of the.
So what the final exam would be? Is it like a final assessment, or is it a physical examination, or is it yet to be considered?
My dear, at this stage we cannot say anything. We are not clear because we are on the what we can say due to the COVID we are not clear. A normal practice is that it is the final exam as a regular final exam that what we have. So you are supposed to come to the follow the exam timetable, and then you are sit to the exam hall and you go for the final exam. But you remember that for the last semester, we took it as the practical assessment as a kind of a project like that online, just because of the COVID. So at this stage, we are not sure. It depends that what will be the conditions. We hope the conditions will be better, then we will go for the regular pattern of the exam. And in case if suppose the conditions are means not allowing us, then in that case maybe we will go the same pattern that what we did for our previous semester. Okay, hope I answer your question. So now if we just go for a quick view that what we will discuss, so you can see that the week number one that we are just discussing about the course flow, to know about the course, to know about the course requirement, and how we continue the other things. Just we can see this is just to means give you the reason that why you are here, why you are in this, why you enroll yourself in this module. So you know yourself that why you enroll in this one, what skills you will learn, okay, what will be the learning outcomes, how what where you will be at the end of the day, okay. So and how this course is different from the other courses, how this is linked with the security, but how this is from means different from the this one, and what you will learn and how you will take it to the next level. So this is how about your learning outcomes, about the contents of the course, what this module contain, what you will learn in this, and how this is different from the other modules, and all any other information that is important that what we are discussing today. Then in week number two, we will discuss about the SDLC, because SDLC is the most important from where we start. Okay, in week number two. Probably before the SDLC, we may means discuss the few concept that what is the security and what is the secure software system, to more give you the more insight about this, so you can understand that you may differentiate that what is the secure software system, and then we will jump to the SDLC, so you may understand things means in a proper way and well. Then in week number three, we will discussing about the threat. What is the threat model? So then we will go to the week number four, which is about the risk assessment, and then we will reach to the week number five. This is, you can see, security requirements. So these weeks, what we are mentioning here, they are tentative. Like suppose in the few of the topics they are important, maybe they will take more than 1 week, and few of the topics which are a bit less. So maybe in 1 week we can cover 1.5 and like that. But at the end of the day, we will be covering. So this is a tentative flow that what we will be learning in upcoming weeks. Security architecture. What it is, how it is important, how it's important with respect to the security. So we will learn about that. In the next week, we will learn about secure coding standards. It's very important, very important. And these all things will open your mind that just see that how this area is critically important. Okay. That's why you remember I told you that you already done with your assignments and with your projects in your previous semesters. So when you will be going to check for the security analysis for the software, so you can run those tests. You can check for your own design softwares, and then you will find that how many loopholes are there, and then you will be able to learn that how and why these means hackers and the those people who are trying to bring the losses to our systems, how they get successful, because they are only able to get in using those loopholes. So that's why this is our job, that we may not keep any loophole, so our software will be successful. The security code analysis, as you remember, I told you that you are not responsible to write code under this module. Okay, maybe you write a code, a few lines, but you're not supposed to write a code or a program complete, but you are supposed to visit the code, analyze it, and try to find out what are the loopholes, and then what, how it can be improved. What are the issues and how they can improve, so you can provide the suggestions to the security, to the software engineers, so they can improve it. So in other words, you can see that you are the one who will be approving at all of the giving your consent at all of the, not we can say approving, but you can be giving green signal at all of the stages, so they can continue their work, and at the end of the day the software is ready, and then you can deploy it with the good level of the security. Then security testing, once everything done, and then also you need to learn that how you can do the security testing, how to you can find out the flaws, and then how you can fix them. Then the secure code review standards. Like for the reviewing the code, there are so many standards out there. Okay, the standards means those standards which are internationally recognized. So what are those, and how to follow them, and how you will help them to the software engineers, guide them that they can follow, because if they will follow, then all of the other steps will be easier for you. So keep remember, the software is started from requirement collection. So if your first stage in the SDLC, at the first level of the SDLC, if you are going very safer with concerning to the security, then your all of the next stages will be easy for you. You will be finding less amount of work, and then you will be on safer side and security side. But if you are means having any lacking at any stage, then means each and every next level will bring the more work for you and more issues and more concerns for you. So that's why we cannot compromise even from the level, from the start level. Then we'll discuss about the empirical analysis for the secure software development. Then we discuss about software security metrics. So now in the means last weeks, there are some sort of things that how, why we do, and what internationally importance of these things are there. Okay. Then the week number 13 will be your project presentation and so on. And the project presentation and these things are already given. We can see it right now. I can show you after this. And then the module revision and the exam guidelines. That will be in week number 14. So this is all about your module, that how we will be taking it up. Now, if you just allow me, so then I can show you the, maybe I just stop sharing from this and I can show you something else, which is, here we go. This is already uploaded on your Times. So are you able to see this screen? The PDF file?
Yes.
Yeah, so you can see from here. So you can find here that this is the week-wise schedule. It is provided. So
oh wait, excuse me. Is it the presentation slide?
No, this is the PDF. You're not able to, huh?
Oh no, it's currently showing the presentation.
Okay. Just
the PowerPoint.
Yeah, no problem. We can. Oh, this is 118. Great. Very great. Nice to see you. Young man, nice to see you. So, I don't know, here we go, maybe. Why is showing the wrong? Okay, now can you see?
Yes, better.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. So you can see from here that this is the week number 1. And then we are discussing there is no practical lab for this particular part. Then we will go for week number, week number 2. So you can see that these are the means lectures, and then the practical details are given that what we will do. So you will notice that initially we will be having the security risk overview and challenges. So we will be having the lab even also for reading purpose, just to make our background that we will be able to do the things. Then in week number 3 will be in week number 3 we will be discussing about threat modeling, and in the practical we will be doing. So what type of the task is, so you can see from the last column that this will be the reading and presentation. So the 2 weeks we will be doing like this to make our means space for that. Then in week number 4 you can see that now the lab is about the hands-on project is started. So we will be trying to find the common software vulnerabilities, malicious softwares, and so on. I'm just skipping about the lecture part, that these things we already covered in our PowerPoint presentation. So in week number 5, you can see that now we are discussing about HTTP proxy, and we will be looking for the secure software design and coding part. This is also hands-on practical, and now you will start it hands-on practical, because only the first few labs they are required to make to build are based. So we just require the reading related to them, and then everything will be actually on the hands-on. So you can see the next lab is the week number 6, which is for the SQL injection. So we will try to find out about the SQL injection. And then if we go ahead in week number 7, so you can see about the risk management in software development. And if we just go ahead in week number 8, and then we will find about the cross-site scripting, about the software testing, verification, validation, and so on. Then if we just go for the means next, then we can see the software attack patterns and defense. Again, this is now hands-on everything. Then we are finding about the access control flaws in the software assurance and the standards. And then we are in week number 11, we will be looking for XSL and XML elements, which is security for open software. Actually, we will be looking for the open software's system security. Then if we just go for week number 12, so in the week number 12, you can find out that this is the service and cloud computing security. And then in week number 13, privacy protection in software. And in week number 14, there is OLAP. But now another important point here, that is actually about your assessments. So you can see from here, we can follow means exactly about this. So in week number 1, there is for sure there is no assessment. In week number 2, there is no assessment. In week number 3, there is no assessment. In week number 4, we don't have any assessment. In week number 5, yes, we have assessment, which is the practical assessment number 1. So this will be week number 5. Right now, we are in week number 1. So now what will be in the assessment? We will be uploading in a time of, means by the end of the next week, as soon as possible, or maybe a few delay, because we need to follow the procedure. We need to design your assessments, and we need to follow the procedure to make it done by the coordinators. And once it is done, checked, and then we will be able to upload it. So now after the week number 5, you can see that in week number 6, there is no assessment. Week number 7, there is no assessment. Week number 8, there is no assessment. Week number 9, there is the practical assessment number 2. So this is the practical assessment number 2 is in week number 9, while week number 5 is the practical assessment number 1. Then when we go ahead, so we see that week number 10 is free from assessment. Week number 11 is free from assessment. Week number 12 is free from assessment. And week number 13 is with the practical assessment number 3. Now, the project assessment, this is normally in the last week. Sometime we keep this leverage for the students in case if suppose they wish a time. So we sometime we can do it in a way that the practical assessment 3 we shift it to the week number 12, and in week number 13 we give them the time for the project-based assessment. So this is how it can be done. Otherwise, this is normally like in this pattern. So we try that everything will be done by the week number 13. So by the week number 13, your all assessments, 3 assessment, practical assessment, and your project assessment will be done. Normally, your project assessment presentation is in week number 12 or 13. So we can shuffle them. Either we keep this in 13 or either we keep that in 13. So this is how this will be the contents and the assessment that what we discussed. We will be following for your module. So I hope that you understand things that what we are going to discuss, what we are going to learn in this, and what type of the assessments will be there, and what type of tutorials will be there. So welcome you again one more time. And now if you have questions, if you want to discuss something, you are most welcome. If you don't have question, then we will just go for attendance, and before attendance we will just stop the recording just for the security reasons. And you will find the Excel sheet after almost the 1 hour of this class at times. So you can go for your groups, forming your groups and based on your choice. So you can form the groups that will be means from 3 to 4 students, and not try to go for 5 because 5 is too much, and not go for the 2. If you wish to go for a 2 student, I don't have issue, but the thing is that maybe it will be a bit more work. So it is better and ideal that you can go from the 3 to 4 students of your choice, and you can form your group, and then you can find out the Excel sheet there. What the Excel sheet is available there, that is the for the previous class. But after 1 hour, you will find the new Excel sheet link there at the time, so you can go and means pop up with the names of your groups. Okay, so try not to miss it out, and we will discuss it in our next week class. We'll see that the groups are formed. So thank you very much. So if you have any question, please let me know. Now just stopping sharing the screen. Okay, seems you don't have any question, then we will just stop the recording, and then we will go for attendance.